Your Majesty. You mustn't do this, Your Majesty. I'm the Empress of this empire. I'm the mother of the people and your one and only companion. So how could you cast me aside like this?
The Emperor of the Castilla Empire, Alexandros Grandia K. Shiarsha la Castilla.
Robelia, don't think so highly of yourself. I've never considered you as my one and only companion. Have you forgotten about consort Aisha?
But she's merely a concubine, I'm the Empress.
Concubine? Robelia, you still seem to be sorely mistaken. What does it matter if you're an empress? If I can take that title away from you in the blink of an eye?
But
you're nothing compared to Aisha. You think that you can have me all for yourself just because you're the empress? How ridiculous. Robelia, you're merely an accessory for me to access House Blanchette's power. I've never loved you or cared for you once, and I'll only adore Aisha in the future as well.
Your Majesty. Your Majesty. Your Majesty.
This is so freaking frustrating. What's so great about him anyway? Just dump him and live a happy solo life. The flower from another world, the main protagonist, travels to another dimension, becomes the emperor's consort, and wins the emperor's love in the end. It's a commonplace romance fantasy novel plot. But there is a part that doesn't make sense to me. Even if it was a loveless marriage of convenience, the emperor had the empress. But the female protagonist practically squeezed herself into the empress's seat and got in between the empress and the emperor. And he became absolutely smitten by the newcomer and turned his back on his faithful wife. And Empress Robelia fell ill, became bedridden, and ended up dying in a freezing cold room while the two were lovey-dovey with each other. So did the emperor regret what he did? No. He never glanced at Robelia's way once. And once Robelia died, he was elated and crowned the female protagonist as the new empress. These freaking bastards. What did Robelia ever do to deserve this? Was it her fault for loving a jerk? What scumbags. Let's see how long your love lasts. I hardly did anything, and it's already 3 a.m. I should just go to sleep. I started a new project recently, and I have to go to work early today as well. I think that was my last thought before I fell asleep.
Your Majesty, the Emperor has granted an audience.
Vintage and lavish furniture. A room big enough to run around in. People wearing dresses. And my new body. I used to be just an ordinary grad student living in South Korea. But when I woke up, I was in the Castilla Empire, the setting of The Flower from Another World. And I became Robelia, at that. At first, I thought I was dreaming and tried everything to wake up. But no matter what I did, I failed to wake up. And I had no choice but to accept that this wasn't a dream. I can't believe I've entered Robelia's body. Though I felt sorry for her. I didn't want to become her. It would have been nice if I had entered the female protagonist's body.
Congratulations, Your Majesty. You tried so hard to request an audience with the Emperor. That's right. You've been waiting for at least 2 weeks. We'll do you up beautifully.
The Emperor? Are they talking about the male protagonist? To be honest, I don't want to meet with him. He's the reason why Robelia's life became hell. No, wait.
All right. Will you make me as pretty as possible?
Of course, Your Majesty.
As you wish.
They seem to sincerely want Robelia to be loved by the Emperor. I feel a bit sorry for them. But no one's gonna live my life for me, so I have no choice. The study. He made me wait for over 2 weeks, but he called me to his study instead of his bedroom or reception room. He must be trying to tell me that he's busy with his work, so he wants me to make it short and sweet and leave soon. Well, not that it matters. I'm not the real Robelia anyway. I don't want to see his face for long either.
You're here. So. What did you want to speak to me about, Robelia?
Wow. I guess this is what male protagonists of romance fantasy novels look like.
Must there be a particular reason for a married couple to talk to each other?
Well, that's true.
The most important thing to gather in a new environment is information.
Let us sit.
This was my rule of survival in difficult circumstances all my life. Before I came to meet the Emperor, I tried to get a sense of the situation. I asked the maids around about Alexandros' relationship with Robelia as well as with Aisha. And I concluded that we're at the very beginning of the novel. It has been only 6 months since Aisha arrived at the imperial palace. And Alexandros has just begun to show interest in her.
You seem different from usual. Did you have some sort of change of heart?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Then there's only one thing that I must do.
Is that so? What is it?
Before he even gets the chance to make his moves on Aisha.
Please divorce me, Your Majesty.
I have to get out of the way of the destined romance of the protagonists.
What? Robelia, what do you mean? Don't forget whose presence you're in. You mustn't make such rash jokes before me.
Ha! This was exactly what I expected. Till now, Robelia perfectly managed the internal affairs of the palace without any complaints. She was so thirsty for the emperor's love, that she even volunteered to do Aisha's part as well. But not me.
I'm not joking, Your Majesty. I've considered this for a long time, and I've concluded that I'm not worthy enough to be the empress. I've contemplated this for a long time, so please be gracious and understanding.
What do you mean that you're not worthy of being an empress? You've filled your duties fine for 3 years. So why are you bringing this up out of the blue?
No. I'm lacking in so many ways. I'm not fit to be an empress.
That's right. He seems to have caught on only now that I'm not kidding.
Is it? Because I've been inattentive for the last 2 weeks by any chance? Did that make you upset? It was because of Troikan's invasion. I'm terribly sorry. I'll come to see you every day from now on. I'll try to be a good companion to you, Robelia.
No, calm down. You knew that this was going to happen too. He's probably trying to use sweet words to console me for now. But I know how miserably Robelia dies, so I'll never be able to trust him.
I'm sure you'll be able to find a more suitable lady to be the empress than me, Your Majesty. Or, Consort Aisha could succeed me.
Don't worry about Aisha, Robelia. I accepted her as my consort for diplomatic purposes regarding the Holy Nation. I didn't have any other intentions. On top of that, it hasn't even been 6 months since she arrived on the continent. It'll be difficult for her to take over as the empress. So Robelia, I repeat. Don't worry too much.
That expression. He thinks that I'm being jealous. But he's sorely mistaken. I don't care if you pour your adoration on Aisha.
It's not because of Aisha. I simply realized that I'm not fit for this position. So please divorce me.
Robelia. What about House Blanchett?
House Blanchett was the house Robelia was born into. They used to be a renowned house as they were one of the founders of the empire. But they have declined over a very long time. And lost not only the trust of the imperial family but their reputation as well. That's why House Blanchett pushed their eldest daughter, Robelia, into the position of empress. I'm not sure what kind of exchange happened. But if Robelia just suddenly hops down from being an empress, things will become complicated for House Blanchett as well. But so what? They're not my real family anyway, and why should I care about a family that merely regards their daughter as a political tool?
According to the laws of the empire, only the opinions of the emperor and the empress matter in their divorce. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
But what's there to correct? I even looked it up in the law books in the imperial library.
But there has been no precedent of the emperor and the empress divorcing in the history of. What in the world is happening? I had no idea that you wanted a divorce this much. Anyway, the answer is no. I won't agree to divorce you so suddenly like this. And the title of empress isn't something you can abandon or give to someone else so easily.
So this is how he's gonna be. But then again, why would he divorce me so suddenly?
Let's defer this issue for the time being. If you want anything from me, I'll provide it. You may do whatever you want. But I can't divorce you.
May I really do whatever I want?
How could I lie to the empress as the emperor of this empire?
So you're saying that I can do anything as the empress, but divorce is the exception?
I won't repeat what I already said.
May there be glory to the sun that never sets.
This is enough. I can't get everything I want on the first try. If he won't divorce me willingly, I'll force him to do so. Now, should I start getting into the details of my plan? Long black hair and black eyes. Kind, innocent-looking eyes and a small build. This must be Aisha. Judging from how we ran into each other like this, it seems that she came here without even an appointment. Though that should be considered bad manners. It seems that people just consider her a free soul. It doesn't matter. I'm not interested in her and have nothing to say to her either. Let's just go.
Oh my. It's been so long, Robelia. It's so lovely to run into you here.
Wow, I'm afraid I can't say the same. I heard she was taking etiquette lessons after becoming a consort. She should know better than to address the Empress so casually. She isn't ignorant. She's behaving this way on purpose.
Is that so? What are you doing here, Consort Aisha?
I'm here to see His Majesty, of course. I went to his bedroom first, but I was told that he was here.
Oh my, you even go to his bedroom without an invitation?
I see. I must get going now, goodbye.
Ah, wait.
What is it?
I've wanted to tell you this. But let's become good friends. You know, friends who share each other's worries and secrets. And in that sense, be honest. Was that just now a new way of getting His Majesty's attention?